all of this comes off the back. Yesterday, you'd remember Newsnight, extensive coverage, AfriForum claiming to have the list of farms that will be expropriated. However, the Rural Development and Land Reform Minister refuting the claims that such a list exists. Vuyomvoko is standing by with a president, this time of the National African Farmers Union. Vuyo.
Indeed, Kathy, I'm with Mr. Motsepe Matlala from the National African Farmers Union. Let's start, Mr. Matlala, if we could, with that claim by AfriForum that it is a list of farms that the government intends appropriating without compensation. What did you make of that?
Thank you very much, Vuyo. We have not really looked into this matter as of now. We have heard of it, and I think that it will be appropriate for ourselves to really inform ourselves of where AfriForum get the information from. But secondly, given the fact that the process of expropriating land without compensation is actually a parliamentary process, I don't see how anybody would expropriate land right now, because this has not been approved. It is really a process that is actually going through in Parliament as we speak.
Your views about that process, I'm sure you've watched, you've read, and I'm sure some of your members have actively participated in that process. As an organization, as the National African Farmers Union, what's your view?
Well, our members have actually participated in the hearings, but I would like to make this very clear that the National African Farmers Union of South Africa has actually considered the matter of land as far back as 2002, where we took a decision or a resolution in the Free State in 2006, in which more than 2,000 members have then decided that there should be an expropriation of land without compensation, particularly on farms that are not actually being used or absentee farms at that time.
Are there lots of them? Are there lots of absentee farmers?
Well, they are, because they are those who are buying farms for speculation, for example. And we thought at the time that this matter of expropriation need to be pursued, but more importantly, research need to be looked into so that when you take action based on facts.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because that was Agri-SA's problem, that for AfriForum to come up and say there is this list of farms that may be expropriated without compensation, that could also lead to speculation. Then you'll have land that is not being farmed, where there's no investment, and people just, don't do anything with the land, which Agri-SA believes will be problematic for food security.
The fact of the matter is the matter of land need to be approached with the sensitivities it deserves. Our historical past, a very important area that the leadership of our country, not only government, but leadership at all levels of our society, need to look at it in a manner that would assist in ensuring that we don't necessarily create instability within South Africa. However, we have not, as a collective, including our government, been able to deal with this matter of landlessness in a manner that would have been helpful as we speak. We have not dealt with this. But the fact that our government have now brought up this matter of expropriation of land without compensation is to us an opportunity to then begin to engage with South Africa, with the people of South Africa, so that we can at least find solutions. we believe that this matter of land expropriation is not intended, in our view, to insult anybody, but it is intended to, as a collective, as the people of this country, to responsibly identify and engage on possible solutions going forward, because there is no way that you can say to majority of the people in South Africa to say that you are not going to do anything about the land. And of course, we, as a union, we are of the firm view that whether anybody would be unhappy about the decision of Parliament or not, the fact of the matter is we have wasted quite a lot of time. We should have addressed this matter a long time ago if the Zimbabwean situation could be used as an example.
Responsibly, sensitively, those are the words you are using in how we should deal with this issue collectively. Say the list that AfriForum claims to have did indeed exist. If you were to get hold of such a list, how would you have handled it as sensitively and as responsibly as you say this issue needs to be handled?
Understanding the government of the people, understanding the government in the way that the government works and in the way that the leadership of the African National Congress works, it is quite clear that somebody is fishing for provocations that are not necessarily there. And I think it is very important for the citizens of our country to begin to look at what certain organizations are doing to create unnecessary tensions. And I think as adults, and we need to, as South Africa, as farmer unions, as everybody, we need to approach these matters in a much more responsible manner, because when you create unnecessary tensions, the farm owners and the land owners throughout the country would really begin to get very jittery, because look, we're not political parties. We run businesses here. We farm, we produce food. And I don't think the agricultural sector needs this kind of thing. And I don't think the investments communities in South Africa, internal investors, and external investors need this, because we need very decent investments. We need growth in South Africa, because we need to create jobs for this country. And we want to make sure that everybody participate in a legitimate parliamentary and, if you like, constitutional processes, so that the outcome of that would have been based on the constitutional imperatives of our country.
Very, very briefly, we've run out of time, but I have to ask you this. What is your view on the land that is being held under trusts by traditional leaders? What should happen there?
I must say that the historical background of our traditional leaders, and I know that the high-level panel have actually pronounced on these matters. We do not agree with the high-level panel on this matter, because remember that His Majesty the King, particularly in KwaZulu, has actually, in fact, all the traditional leaders from where we come from own the land on behalf of the communities. And if you don't approach that, once again with responsibility, you are actually going to create something that you would not be able to control.
Mr. Matlala, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
He is the National African Farmers Union President.